We are 8 events into the 2023 Marble League season, and we're beginning to find out who's playing for a championship. In this video, I rank every contending team by who I think is the best right now. These are the Marble League power rankings. Starting at 16 out of 16 in the bottom feeders tier. There may be some controversy right off the bat, but in my opinion, the team in the worst shape is Team Plasma. Flying relatively high after a great start to their franchise, it appears this team has finally settled in and are simply being outclassed at this year's Marble League. They've scored just 16 points in the last 6 events and sit at 14th of 16 in the standings. The only reason they aren't lower is thanks to that 25-point gold from a very problematic event 2 in Steeplechase. In 15th is a team I personally had coming in dead last this season, the Thunderbolts. One word for the Bolts, they're washed. After failing to qualify for last year's competition, they came into this one putting up 0 medals in the first 8 events again. The Bolts sit dead last halfway through. 14th are the Snowballs. The Snowballs are competing in their first Marble League since 2018, where they finished 7th place. This year, though, they sit in 13th with 3 bottom 2 finishes in 8 events. I know Snowball fans were excited, and as was I, but it seems the league is just too competitive in 2023 for the Snowballs to compete like they have in the past. In my opinion, the next set of teams, though they are struggling this season, have proven to me that they can change things around for the rest of the year. In 13th right now is Team Momo. Momo sits at second to last and has yet to finish in the top 4. Though they have been competitive in every season of Marble League and Marble 1 they've played in, with finishes of 6th in each of the last in which they've competed. I seem to remember Momo being in first place through 8 events the last time they were here. They've got a lot of work to do. As do our defending silver medalists, the Shining Swarm. The Swarm are coming off a gold medal in funnel endurance, but then countered it with a 13th in balancing. They sit at 10th in the standings, but have been as inconsistent as anyone. Last year when they were runner-ups, they made a late season push that almost ended up with the championship. We'll see what they can do this year. At 11 are the Gliding Glaciers, who are tied 10th in the standings. The one bright side for the Glaciers so far is they've been consistent. They managed to escape the bottom 5 in 6 of 8 events and have scored 9 or more points in 4 of them. They're a former Marble League podium finisher, though that doesn't count for much these days. In 10th is Team Galactic, who are coming off a 3rd place finish in the 2023 Marble League. After a good performance in Marble 1, it appears Galactic is a bit hungover after a long off-season of celebration. We'll see if they can beat the very real 3rd place slump that has plagued Marble League teams the year after they get bronze. 9th place are our lowest ranked Marble League champions, Mellow Yellow. They're coming right off an impressive gold in balancing, but I'm not convinced just yet. Mellow Yellow was 14th in the standings before that win, and are famous for being incredibly inconsistent. However, they are also famous for that 2021 championship when they kept getting on the podium event after event in the back half of the season. You can never rule them out. 8th in the power rankings are one of my favorite teams, the Roo Rollers. I infamously picked the Rollers to get 3rd place the season they got last, but it appears that maybe this year is the year. They sit at 6th in the standings and are the highest scoring team in the last 2 weeks. A few more finishes like that and the Rollers can finally get out of that marble racing dungeon. In 7 are the Midnight Wisps. The Wisps has had a very bad last couple years, and it was looking for a minute like their reign as a contending Marble League team may have come to an end. I'm still unsure, but I love what I've seen out of the Wisps this season. They've made 2 podiums and gone for double-digit points 3 other times. They're very much in the mix at 7th in the standings right now. Now the next 6 are teams I believe have a shot at winning the Marble League this season. In 6 are the O-Rangers. For a team 9th in the standings, this could be a bit high as a placement, but we can't forget who the O-Rangers are. Arguably the second most storied franchise in both Marble League and Marble 1, the O-Rangers cannot be ruled out this season. Besides, they've gone over 7 points in 6 of 8 events and have yet to finish top 2. If you've watched this team, you know they'll snag at least 1 gold this season and may make a push for the lead at any point. 5th place are the host Bumblebees, who have already had one of the best seasons for any host in league history. They put up 2 golds and a silver from E4 to E6 and were briefly on top of the entire standings. They currently sit at 3rd after scoring just 3 points in the last 2 events, the lowest mark in the league. There's definitely a lot of things to be excited about with the Bumblebees, but they've got to be careful not to let the event slip away from them in the second half of the season. 5th in the standings, but 4th in the power rankings are your defending champion Pinkies. The Pinkies finished the first 7 events in the top 10, including back-to-back silvers in tug of war and funnel endurance. They're in a prime position to defend their title, just 16 points behind the leaders. However, coming off their worst finish of the year by far with 14th in balancing, I had to knock them down the rankings a little bit. Imagine if the Crazy Cat's Eyes could stop losing events. Those goose eggs on their points hauls are really detrimental to what has been an incredible season for the Cat's Eyes. They sit in 3rd despite 2 16th place finishes due to an impressive 6 events with 10 plus points, tied most in the league. They embarrassed everyone in Team Pursuit and has since managed to medal in steeplechase and tug of war. If the Cat's Eyes stop getting last and earn a few more medals, a championship could easily be in sight. How could I not put the two-time Marble League champion, two-time and defending Marbula 1 champion, and the current standings leader not in first in these power rankings? Well, it's not all their fault. The Speeders have had an amazing season. This is how teams draw it up. 4 medals in the first 5 events, paired with a 7th place in steeplechase and tug of war, have had the Speeders in the top 2 all season. They've recently taken over first thanks to the Bumblebees mini collapse. But don't let this distract you from the fact that the Speeders had their 2 worst finishes in the last 2 events. They're still one of the favorites, but it's something to look out for if the Speeders can keep the foot on the gas pedal the rest of the way. At number 1, I've got the Raspberry Racers right now. The Racers have just been so consistent. They've put up 12 plus points in each of their last 4 events. Only 2 medals, but 6 double-digit point hauls for the Racers have them sitting comfortably at 2nd place in the standings. If they keep up this pace, they may have a legit shot at winning their 2nd championship this season. It would be quite the story to have the Racers win the Marble League while their 2019 fellow podium finishers Green Ducks and Hazers are stuck competing in the showdown. That reminds me, who do you think wins the showdown this year? Give me the Hazers, Wolfpack, and Jungle Jumpers taking the top 3 spots. As for the Marble League, I think almost anybody can still win it, and I'd keep an eye out for the Pinkies, Mellow Yellow, and the Orangers. However, officially I'm predicting the Raspberry Racers to hold on for the championship with the Crazy Cat's Eyes and Savage Speeders as runner-ups. Comment your predictions down below. This was EO Marbles. Thanks for watching.